you, Mr. Chairman. Well, it's an honor, it's a pleasure to be here in this Smart River Conference, and a special thanks for the Argentina Friends of Piang and for their hospitality and organization. Well, as you see, I'll talk about the Uruguay-Brazil Waterway. That is nothing related with the Uruguay River or Paraná-Paraguay River. This is a not so well-known waterway, just at the opposite side of the country, so I try to describe their potential. First, I want to start with a thought, a reflection, with this incredible map that it has 250 years ago of draw. I don't know how they made that at the time, and oh well, the waterway was already there. Just the thought is that up to that time, of course, the land transportation exists, not trucks, not highways like now, but people move by land, and but not move by train, or of course no air transport, but the rivers and the lagoons and the lakes and the streams were there. And well, fortunately, 250 years later, they are still there. So we have to use it and try to approach their potential. So for those who know exactly the location, these are the two lakes, Marine Lake and the Los Patos Lake. Well, and all the rivers and the streams that are here. This is the so-called Uruguay-Brazil Waterway. So I will describe it later more in detail, and also describe the ports that in the Uruguayan side that has to be built. But first of all, why we need this waterway? As you've seen here, in the past, Uruguay was, all the infrastructure of highways was constructed to reach Montevideo. Montevideo is the capital and main port of Uruguay, and has the half of the population. Okay, on all the roads come, like you think in a hand, like the fingers of a hand, come directly to the port. Even when the English companies built the railways more than 120 years ago to compete with the trucks and the highways. They construct the railways parallel to the roads. So that was the situation in the past. All the commerce for the ocean and river comes mainly across Montevideo. Well, that started to change around 30 years ago, when the government approved a forestry law that impulsed and the forestry industry, the tree plantation that held today in good ships, in cargo and in mill paper. So now, today, there is a very big commerce, I mean, in the fluvial way, cargo, that goes out by the Uruguay River, that in different ports that are here. And of course, Montevideo ports continue to be the most important port in terms of cargo of Uruguay. So, but today, the situation is not enough to manage all the cargo, so we have to do something more. And that I hope it will be the future, with deep water port in this part of the shore. This is Rocha Department in the Atlantic Ocean, and part of the commerce that will use the Uruguay-Brazil waterway. That's pretty necessary, because besides the good and forestry industry, we have also a lot of soybean that is in Uruguay due to some scenarios or problems that have here in the Argentina side. So a lot of industries of Argentina come to Uruguay to get soybean. So a little numbers. Nowadays, the commerce between the trade between Uruguay and Brazil has these 6 frontier border pass, Bella Unión, Artigas, Rivera, Seguá, Rio Branco, and Chuy. You go there. And by Chuy and Rio Branco pass most of the land transport or land trade, land commerce between Uruguay and Brazil. Around 48% in money and 35% in volume pass by truck, only by trucks over here. So the cargo is there. And also, not only the cargo that is already there now, there is a lot of potential in the hinterland of the waterway for add to the manufactured cargo. There is, well, the rice, all the good that is the tree plantation here and here. Well, the grains, mainly the soybean, and also some iron metal that there is in the middle of Uruguay, a big potential for the iron. And also, well, can be some cargo from the bioceanic corridor that can use that waterway. Well, this is just to show the potential of the cargo that can use the marine lagoon and, of course, the Uruguay-Brazil waterway. Well, this is not this is the potential, not the actual figure. Well, you see, mainly there is a lot of clinker for cement, good, and well, and what's called the grains, the rice, also something cool. Well, malt, barley, sugar, fertilizer, and yerba mate. Well, you know, maybe the foreign people, yerba mate is a typical drink that we drink in Uruguay, but we don't produce it. So we have to import 100% of the yerba mate we drink. Well, and also maybe it's possible to catch some of the containers that goes today by truck near. So the cargo is there. Sorry. The importance of this Brazil in Uruguay waterway was in some sense sacrosancted by the governments in a meeting that was held in May of 2011 with the former President Mujica and the President of Uruguay and the President of Brazil, Dilma Rousseff, that in that meeting one of the points of that meeting was to speak about this Uruguay-Brazil waterway. They tell about the importance of the way, and they talk about the project of the port of La Charqueada and Tacuarí, and about the dredging of the channels and the lagos and so on, and even they talk about the money to do that, to concrete that infrastructure. And I will tell you a little story. For us, for Uruguayan people, this waterway was the East Waterway, Hidrovía del Este, because it's located at the east of our country. But for Brazilian people, was the Hidrovía do Sul, so South Waterway. Well, the name of the baby was defined in this conference. They call officially Uruguay-Brazil Waterway. So no doubts about that now. Well, this waterway is mainly composed by two lakes or two lagoons and a channel, a natural channel that is between them that has, fortunately, a lock, the San Gonzalo lock. It's a dam that was constructed in 1977 to prevent the pass of salt water from the Laguna de los Patos that communicate directly to the ocean inside the Laguna Marine or Lake Marine that is it's not salt water. Right? So the salt water, when they come down, it was not good for fish and for the rice and so on. So this is the dam, and there has a lock that allows the passage of ships. And moreover, the potential of this waterway is enormous because in the north part of the waterway, there's a port inside Brazil named Estrela that has railroad up to the region of São Paulo. And if we go to the Uruguayan side, there's also a railway that passes near the port of La Charquiara. There has to be constructed around 30 kilometers of railway, and in that case, if the port works and that is constructed, well, we can say that we can have a bimodal corridor of ship and train of about 1,700 kilometers to go from Montevideo to São Paulo zone. So the potential is very big. So within this waterway, not only to export from Uruguay to the world by the port of Rio Grande, the ocean port of Rio Grande, but it's also a system of ports and a system of different terminals. At the Brazilian side, they are already constructed. The southern way is the Santa Vitória do Palmar here. Well, Pelotas Port, Rio Grande Port here, Porto Alegre Port here, well, and different terminals, Canoas, Clara, Estrela, and Cachoeira. So we had to construct the ports at the Uruguayan side to concrete this waterway. So I will describe very briefly the ports, where they will be located and where they will be constructed. You see 3 ports here, Rio Branco, Tacuary, and Charqueada. Going by one, the Rio Branco port will be, it's not yet constructed over the Jaguarón River. That is the border, the boundary between Brazil and Uruguay. There are 3 near the city of Rio Branco and Jaguarón. There are 3 positions under study, not yet decided. They are in the phase of thinking the position. And the second one is the Tacuary port, that is over the Tacuary River, going south. You see here the lake, the marine lagoon and the Tacuary. Sorry, here. Well, and it's a natural port, sorry, not a natural port, an artificial port that will be excavated in the land. We see the artist view. There will be an artificial basin with 300 meters pier, well, and a basin around 500 meters, well, to transport mainly grains and maybe some containers. And last one, the Charqueada port, going south over the Cebollati River. Here is the city, or the town, will be located here. There are 2 terminals, one mainly for cargo and the other for grains. Not yet constructed, but this is the artist view of one of the upper terminal. This is one of the grain terminal that will be located underwater, water stream. Well, this is a picture of a similar terminal that is in Brazil, in the Brazilian part of the waterway. So we hope that we will see this in the Cebollati River in not so many times. And also, well, the rivers are smart, but we have to help them. So this is a survey of the Cebollati River that shows us the depth, the natural depth. Here is the mouth of the river in the lake, different colors. And fortunately, there are some dredging works to be made, but not so much quantity. So the level that was decided was 2.3 meters below the reference plane. And when we dredge, well, the mouth and some other points of the river, considering the average tide height, we can assure that at least we will have 3 meters of draft about 80% of the time. So that's enough to navigate with these kind of ships. These are the ships that actually today, navigate in the Brazilian side of the waterway. And in this case, this waterway is different from others because you cannot use bargages. Bargages, or train of bargages, are not good for use because in the lake marine, in the lagoons, they are so open, so big. If you stand in the shore of the lake marine, you don't see the other shore. That in windy days, there are big waves. So maybe you can use 1 bargage or 2 bargages pushing, but not trains of bargage. So This is the ship design. You can see the characteristics here, and all the terminals and the dredging works are thinking for these ships. And to end, well, I want to share with you a nice picture of the Cebollati River at La Charqueada port site. You can see there the place where the port will be located with embarkment. Well, and we hope that the Cebollati River transformed nearly in a smart river also. So thank you very much for your attention.